So this is a chart that was marked up by one of our guys, one of our new and developing traders. And it actually illustrates a very important principle for traders to get right. And that is, as we look at this, and I'll just sort of take a half step back. If you take a look at this chart, you're going to see the trader talks about a lot of different decisions during the course of a day in lows. This is a chart that was drawn up of us asking him to create a playbook trade. A playbook trade is just an instance where the trader feels comfortable about a particular setup. Just an instance where the trader, the new and developing trader, feels comfortable about an opportunity where they feel they can develop an edge. But it's just a trade, just an instance. And we say, at the end of each day, create a playbook trade of a setup which you felt made a lot of sense to you, and you see edge with that particular setup, whatever it is. And there's a lot of different ways to attack markets, but at the end of the day, after you've traded, archive a setup in playbook template form that made the most sense to you. And that playbook trade has variables to it. You mark it up, and this is a process that we use to actually get better. What's really interesting about this chart is this trader was instructed to find a trade. And what does he do? He marks up the chart and finds a lot of different trades. He finds a lot of different areas for him to put on risk. He puts a lot of pressure on himself, and this is a very key point. He puts a lot of pressure on himself to try and predict where the stock is going to go at a lot of different points in time. He puts a lot of pressure on himself to feel like he's got to know that this stock's going to go higher or lower at a lot of different points in time during the day. And the point of this video is you don't have to do that. This is the difference between the mythology about trading and what traders really do. What traders really do is not try and figure out whether or not Lowe's is going to go up or down at 10 different data points during the day. You don't have to do that. It's not as hard as that. What you do have to do is just find points, maybe one or two during the day, where you have an edge, where you see you have an edge. And there's actually a really good trade where we did have an edge at that 75-90-ish area in Lowe's. Stock came off way too hard on the open. We saw really good support at 75.90. Buy in front of 75.90 and just scalp it up to 35 cents. Downside 2 cents, upside 45 cents. Good risk reward, okay? Trade with variables. Real stock comes off too hard, too fast. Real support, real level to trade off of. Just going to try and scalp it because the most likely move is higher. You don't have to be right a lot if your downside is 2 cents and your upside is 45 cents, okay? But what the trader does is makes it way more complicated than that. When what he really needs to do from this exercise is just archive that trade. Archive that scalp trade from 75.90. Put it in his playbook and start to think about how I could have been bigger at it, how I can build filters to find more trades like it, how I could have perhaps added to size when it first started working for me, perhaps how I can start building an automated strategy to add to my quiver for trades like this. But get really good at this trade, okay, as opposed to what he's doing, which is trying to get really good at a lot of different stuff, which is really hard, and all these trades are not equal. That trade's an easy trade, okay? That's a trade we can build edge in. The other trades maybe, but not as easy. So the point of this is see trading as setups that have variables where you have edge. Don't see trading as you having all this pressure on yourself for you to have to know whether or not Lowe's is going to go up 20 different data points during the day and make money. You don't have to do that.
Hey guys, it's Merritt here with SMB. One thing we've done is listen to you and what you need. And what we've heard is that you need some help putting it all together. trading is tough. There's a lot of moving parts. And while general courses and books, they can be very great and you can get nuggets here and there and really learn a lot, nothing replaces customized mentoring with specific feedback tailored to exactly what you're doing. And I mean, look, I've been there. I've been the retail trader at home, spinning my wheels, trying to figure it out. I had a lot of weaknesses I had to work through. And that's one of the things, if you work with me, I teach from those weaknesses, right? I've been there, I've overcome a lot of things, and I can recognize that in you and help out. And here's the general format of what I do. First thing we want to do is really get to know you. We want to work together and draft a rock solid trading plan. And what does that mean exactly? Well, we want to help you build your playbook, right? What setups you're executing and how good of a job you've done in building that playbook. Find holes in your trading plan. For example, one thing I see a lot with people is they say, well, this was an uptrend, but okay, how do you define that uptrend exactly, right? So I will help you quantify that and really plug holes in that trading plan. Another thing you'll have is a professional looking over your shoulder. Not just this idea of getting better as a trader. I see too many people that just try and sit down and trade and think that they're gonna keep trading and trading and eventually it's just gonna click. Work with a professional, set very specific goals, right? I'm gonna help you take a look at exactly where you are now by getting to know you, find out where you wanna be, and then come up with specific steps that we can achieve working together to get you there. And real feedback on real trade decisions that you make throughout the day, throughout the week. I'll be able to comment on those trades and offer some insight. I could talk about all kinds of benefits for the next hour if you want. Your mindset, technical analysis, risk management, getting bigger, order flow, volume profiling tools that I use, market profile, framing a higher time frame context, preparation, review, the list goes on and on and on. But this is the structure we create here at S&B on our desk here in New York to take struggling traders to consistently profitable ones. Now you can have access to the same resources that we use here.